Hi friends, today we are going to understand what is gateway routing pattern. It is another pattern taken from Microsoft Architecture Design Patterns website. It is a very common pattern. Most of you might have already used this pattern. So let's see what this pattern actually is. Let's say you have an application which needs to access uh, common services like cart, catalog, order, review. So any changes in cart APIs have to be implemented, obviously have to be implemented in mobile application or web application. And there is going to be a domain through which cart is going to be accessible. Let's say this is an ELB. Each service has its own ELB. And mobile applications are directly sending traffic to these services, and if they want to migrate they have to handle it somehow, and if they want to send any changes they have to handle it somehow. And so what happens is, first of all, you are making multiple connections to different services, right? And you are doing lot of SSL work, since they are going to be on multiple domains. For example, this can be on cart.amazon.com. This can be on catalog.amazon.com. It can be on order.amazon.com, and this can be on review.amazon.com, like this. And they can be multiple domains, which is going to create lot of configuration in the application. So rather than this, what we can do is we can create a single gateway through which all our services are exposed. And for example, if you want to access cart, what you have to do is you just have to write amazon.com/cart/get cart, right? Or let's say buy. And if you want to access your orders, what you have to do is amazon.com/order/view. This way, you are having your application is basically sending traffic only to the gateway on a single domain, or they can be multiple domains also. But gateway is routing these requests to their respective services. This is URL. So this is path-based routing. What you can also do is you can do header-based routing. So if your particular if your request has a particular header, then you're going to route this request to a particular service, and if that request has another header, you can route it to another service. What advantages we get from this pattern is, if for example you have this gateway, and let's suppose you have a catalog service, and you are basically revamping your catalog. So if in normal circumstances you had to revamp your catalog, what you had to do was you had to send changes in your application to start pointing to another ELB, which is basically sending traffic to V2 version of your catalog, right? So you had to send changes in your application or user facing systems. And if there was any problem in this migration, then you had to revert those changes in your application as well as mobile application. So it is a cumbersome process. But in this scenario, what is going to happen is you can just change the configuration. So if till today /catalog traffic was going to this service, you can start sending /catalog traffic to V2 catalog also. Right? It can either be 100% rollout. For example, if you want to roll out completely, then you can basically just change configuration in your gateway, and it will point to V2 catalog. If you want to do percentage wise rollout, what you can do is you can route 99% of your traffic to old catalog service and just 1% of traffic to new catalog service, and you can monitor it. And that way, it is going to have a controlled rollout of your new changes. So in a way, what we are doing is we are creating a facade over our services. So client does not need to have any knowledge about what services are present. As in the previous case, it needed to have, it would have required multiple services like catalog.amazon.com or .amazon.com, but it now just needs to understand the relation with its gateway, and then gateway is to route those requests correctly to its respective services. So even if there are any changes in the catalog service or V2 catalog service, client does not need to have any information regarding those changes, as long as the contracts for those APIs or contracts for those interactions remain same. The client does not need to know anything about the changes. So a facade or an adapter has been created across your infrastructure. That is one of the best advantages of having a gateway in your system. Another best advantage of having this is, if for example your V2 catalog service was not behaving properly, what you can do is you can stop this 1% rollout and you can revert this back to 100%. You can revert it back to 100%, and client will not know any changes about this behavior or these changes in the backend services. As always, with advantages comes disadvantage. Though these are not very big disadvantages, one of the disadvantages can be your gateway can become a single point of failure. So you have to ensure that there's proper scaling for your gateway. This gateway can introduce latency, so you have to consider this before moving very critical applications to gateway. Also, you have to load test your applications on gateway, because all the traffic is flowing via gateway, right? All the traffic is flowing via gateway, so you have to ensure that you are doing proper load testing and testing of routing via gateway, so that there is no production surprises during deployment. Now, in the end, let's wrap up with why and when we use this architecture. We require this architecture when we want to simplify our applications so that they don't need to have any knowledge about backend services. They only need to interact with a single service, and that single service can basically proxy your request according to different requirements, according to different configurations. For example, in some cases, there may be request to route web traffic to a particular service and mobile application traffic to another service. So that can be handled by a gateway on the basis of headers. For example, web application can send a particular header in the request, and on the basis of those headers, this traffic can be routed to some service, and mobile applications can send another header. So on the basis of that header, that traffic can be routed to some other place, and this can be on the basis of other factors too, but you get the idea of what all things we can do by having gateway as a proxy layer before your services, between your services and your clients. I hope you enjoyed the video. That's all for this session. Thank you and have a nice day.